All right, guys, so I just picked up this 1991 Dodge W250 Cummins, and we're gonna be throwing on a flopro 4-inch exhaust with a muffler. And we are going to start off with taking this downpipe off my turbo, and then we're gonna see how she all fits. I know there's gonna be some cutting and fitting, but I will show you guys along on our tutorial here. So it's been about half an hour. We got the downpipe off of the turbo. That was surprisingly easy. We have my whole exhaust laid out so we know where everything goes. And I will show you kind of what we did under the truck here. We just went along and we loosened off all the hangers and clamps. And if you're planning on doing this yourself, they are a 9/16. And the guy before me, he put on a piece of flex pipe that had 2 hangers on, so I just ripped those off. And that should be it, really. Now we're gonna go on to pulling it and maybe installing some of it. So here we are going to hammer a flathead in between the pipes here, and then we're gonna hook a ratchet strap up to this bend and then hook it up to that brace on my frame to my box. And then we're gonna see if we can pull it out so we don't have to make any cuts. But if we can't pull it, I'm gonna have to cut a slit here and a slit up there, because it's gonna be kind of hard to get a zip disc in here. But if it comes down to it, I will. But I will let you guys know how this all goes. All right, so we got the whole exhaust off and we just resorted to cutting because this was all a pretty bad situation. So since this was all clamped, we had to make about 5 or 6 cuts, and then it pulled off with some hammering. And then all this came off pretty easily. The hangers weren't that bad to roll these off of, but now we're gonna go on to putting the 4-inch on, and we will see how that goes. I'm hoping it's a little easier than taking it off, but there's some tight areas down there, so we will see. All right, guys, so we got the exhaust on, and it was a lot harder than I expected it to be. It all mounted up pretty decent, but there was one hanger at the back that didn't cooperate well. I think it was a defect because it was kind of warped. But this went on really easily. Just make sure to keep this loose whenever you do decide to put your exhaust on, because if this is tight at all, you won't be able to adjust any of your exhaust. So down here, it all fit pretty well. The only tight spot was right between my transfer case and frame, but with some adjusting with this clamp here, it all fit pretty well. This clamp, since I didn't have my factory hanger, we actually used the factory hanger from the back and clamped it here, and then just bolted it to the cross member from another stock bolt hole, and this worked fantastic. Back here is the one that we kind of had some troubles with. Since it was tapered, the tapered end was too long, and we couldn't fit it with the muffler and the exhaust. It wouldn't tighten up enough. This is always loose. So what we did is we took it off, we cut a slit, and we just put a single band around it, and it worked perfect. This came off of an exhaust tip, and I mean, it is tight. And this all fit pretty good around the shock and frame. I got about 1.5 inches of play between the shock and the exhaust. And same thing from the top of that cross member to my exhaust. So this is all good, and this whole thing is sturdy. Like, I can't even budge this thing at all. And in the back here, we put the 4 to 8 inch MBRP tip, and it looks deadly. Your mounting will go right to your hole where your stock mounting was, and this all fit pretty good. I mean, it was a little bit tough to kind of get this fit because this clamp here actually ends up being on a bend, so you kind of have to fiddle around with that a little bit to get all that set and working right. But I mean, this whole thing, it probably took us 4 hours because of all of the problems we ran into and stuff that just didn't fit. And then cutting the muffler in, we had to measure it, bring it back on the truck, cut it, and then we didn't slit none of that, and it all fit pretty well, except for that one we had problems with. I'll do a start up here, and then you guys can see how it sounds. All good, man. I got her all set up. Okay. Start her up, bud. So she sounds deadly. Like, I had like a 3.5 inch straight pipe on before. I was just kind of farmer's rigged, and I mean, this sounds great. Like, I would for sure recommend getting a flopro exhaust. You can get the straight pipe too, but ours came with a muffler, and we didn't really feel like, you know, screwing around with making it all fit, so we just put the muffler in, and I mean, I don't regret it. So yeah, anyways, I thought I'd take some time away from my project and do an exhaust on this one and kind of show you guys how to do it. But I'll be back with some more videos. Thank you for watching.